Necrons have slumbered, their tomb worlds filled with dormant armies and inactive war machines. Now they are awakening as if from half-remembered nightmares, and the galaxy shudders at their return. Should the Adeptus Mechanicus truly comprehend that which the Necrons once were, perhaps they would feel a repellent kind of kinship. Both races once despised the frailties of mortal flesh, seeking the near permanence of the finest metals. Both took drastic measures in the pursuit of their own all-consuming needs, making morbid technologies they barely understood central to their existence, until they fully embraced the soulless and the macabre. Neither race would willingly admit that their history had been littered with once noble intentions, leading to the darkest of decisions and the most grievous of self-inflicted punishments. More than that, the two races seek the same substance for much the same reason, to hold back the encroaching tides of chaos that threaten to consume the galaxy. Almost all Necrons are hulking war robots that are practically impervious to harm. Those known as Immortals are amongst the most potent. They occupy the upper strata of the Necron warrior society, but are still seen as mere military constructs. Much as with the lesser orders, considered so lowly by the lords of the Necron tier, the personalities of those once proud guardians were deemed an irrelevance during the acts of biotransference that saw them take on forms of solid metal. Now, all that remains of each immortal's former existence is a slow burning hatred of the living. Chilling bale fires flare in the eye sockets of those skeleton monsters as their Tesla carbines fire bolts of lightning, and their Gauss blasters unleash flaying energy beams that reduce their targets to atomic dust. As with all their kind, Immortals have self-repair mechanisms. A foot soldier blown limb from limb may crawl slowly back together to stand and fight once more. They also incorporate phase technology. Should the construct be beyond salvation on the battlefield, they automatically teleport for resurrection. This is, in part, one of the reasons why Necrons remain a largely unknown quality, even to the Adeptus Mechanicus. They rise without warning, and disappear without trace. The insectile creatures known as canoptek constructs are skittering mechanical automatons, built to protect their Necron masters during the Great Sleep. Across the long millennia, they have monitored and tended to the hyperstasis machines of each tomb world, working unseen far below the trespassing feet of the younger races. Now, as the time of the Necrons' resurrection is at hand, these servitor creatures protect their masters upon the field of battle, not by tending to them with careful field manipulation and pinpoint electro-weld, but by swarming into the ranks of the enemy with piercing talons and crushing mandibles. The constructs known as wraiths are especially unsettling. Able to phase through solid matter, the canoptek wraiths make expert assassins against whom no bunker nor fortress provide safe haven. The leaders of the ancient Necron Empire were usually accompanied by honor guards of Lichguard, towering champions of war that would fight to their last spark of energy to protect their designated wards. They still willingly shield their overlord and cryptek masters with their bodies, for to a Lichguard, even their physical shell is but another tool with which to defend. A However, it is the dispersion shield for which they are most famous for throughout the dynasties. This energized field generator can not only deflect a bullet or energy beam, but can turn it back upon the firer in an act of lethal irony most pleasing to the Lich Guard's master. Should any foe get too close, these silent guardians instead shift to attack protocols, their hyperphase swords and war scythes cleaving through armor and flesh as if it offered no more hindrance than mist. The cryptex themselves were once the Grand Viziers and prime advisors of the royal Necron courts, trusted with the creation and maintenance of the exotic technology that afforded the rulers of each dynasty the ability to settle worlds and harvest the energy of stars, or to bring about their destruction. The powers of techno-sorcery wielded by the Necron cryptex have been much diminished by the entropic effects of the Great Sleep, for even the most carefully calibrated stasis crypt can be corrupted by the passage of eons. As with the proud Necron overlords they serve, the cryptex have arisen to find their engrams decayed, their memories subroutines glitching, giving those who witness them the distinct impression that they skirt the borders of crippling insanity. Nonetheless, to engage a cryptek upon the field of battle is to invite a spectacular and inventive death, for their tools of war are every bit as potent and advanced as when the Necron Empire was at its height. Those who earn the displeasure of a cryptek may find themselves blasted into their component atoms by plasmatic beam, crushed by a wave of pressure, or driven mad by phantasms from their own subconscious. The technomandrites of the Necrontier once understood how to manipulate the Noctilith stone, fashioning obelisks and pylons that trammel empiric tempests and hold them back as much as Akkadian pylons once held back the Eye of Terror. Yet, the cryptex who pioneered this process are only now fully awakening, and many have badly degraded engrams. Even those relatively intact have neither the numbers nor the influence to effect works of galactic engineering. For their part, the tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus do not understand how to utilize Blackstone, but they do have an unparalleled mastery over the macro industry of the Imperium. With the teeming flock of the machine god harnessed by the same masters, the mining and distribution of Noctilith pylons and obelisks could be achieved on a galaxy-wide scale. Together, the two forces could perhaps restore order and logic to real space. Yet, through the Forge worlds and the Necron dynasties have found common cause before, they are so consumed by their own sense of superiority that they would never truly work in concert. Instead, the one concentrates on bringing about the demise of the other by the most violent and final methods that they could possibly conceive.